Hey y'all, it's K Divine. Coming back with a very, very quick message. Hold on, it's hot. Sorry. Um, it's hot in here. I'm sorry. It's getting warmer. Quick message for y'all. Let your silence do the talking for you. I think that a lot of us have a history and a tendency to over explain not just over explain, but trying so hard to get people to see the error of their ways. And I just want to be the person to tell you that you have to stop doing that. People know exactly what they're doing. And I've told you guys this many times before. People know exactly what they're doing. And a lot of times they are doing it to see how far they can go with you. And you got to get to a point where when you peep it and you see what game they trying to pull, you gotta just be okay with letting some folks go. And honestly, a lot of times we be holding on to people, and the only reason why we holding on to them is because of some like minuscule memories of like, oh well, we used to have fun, we used to go to concerts together, we used to eat lunch together every day, we used to be on the phone till 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. And then you realize when you start really looking at yourself and who you were at that time with that person, you aren't the same person that you were when y'all were having this quote unquote fun. You can't have the same fun with this person anymore. You're too aware now. You're too accountable now. Sorry. Sorry. You're too accountable now. And that's the hard part too, is when you start holding yourself more accountable, the people around you are going to start to dislike you because they know that you're going to start holding them to a higher standard as well. They know it. They know it. They know that they aren't going to be able to get away with the same things that they used to get away with when it came down to you. They know that they're not going to be able to call you up and complain and be on the phone talking, about bullshit that you don't want to hear because you done talking about that shit. You like, all right, well, what's the solution? You don't got no solution? All right, well, we done then. They not used to that. They not used to that. They were happy when they were able to come around you and do whatever they wanted, say whatever they wanted, and get away with being the bare minimum friend, the bare minimum parent, the bare minimum sibling. And now they don't have that opportunity. So let your silence do the talking. You don't have to say anything to these people. The crazy thing is that for like many years on social media, I have seen, those little quotes that are like, we need to be adults and stop ghosting people, and we need to talk things out. And I'm like, talking things out only works when the other person actually wants to work out the situation and be an adult. I'm not going to sit here and type paragraphs to someone that clearly already has shown me that they don't have any regard for me. Why am I going out of my way to waste my time and tell somebody, you really hurt me, and I was really hoping that if they hurt you intentionally and they didn't even blink an eye, if they betrayed you, if they backstabbed you, and it didn't occur to them that, I shouldn't have did that, or maybe I should have just told them that I didn't like them like that. Maybe I should just told them that, I'm not cool with them the same way that they cool with me, or, if it never occurred to them to do that, then they did that shit on purpose. There is no conversation. The fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? Once I've already stated how I felt, or once you see it, because most of the time my face is going to tell you exactly how I feel. That's why I say my silence is everything. Let your silence do the talking, because a lot of people don't like silence. A lot of people are comfortable with noise because it makes them feel more secure, because when you're talking, people are able to better manipulate the situation, and they'll be able to flip your words and say, oh, well, but you said this. So, it's just like that narcissistic, like that Darvo effect, when, you start talking to them and then they reverse everything on you. They be the ones that fucked you over. They'd be the ones that did some weird shit to you and be like, well, I'm the one in pain. And you're like, what? What's going on? They'll sit here and call you crazy because you reacted to their bullshit. You're like, I'm so fed up with your shit. They're like, you're crazy. There's something wrong with you. I had an ex like that. I had an ex that would like disappear and like not speak to me, would not like answer my phone calls, and like for weeks. And I mean, after a while, I was like, okay, clearly we're not together, because I've never been in a relationship before where you could just disappear, you could not speak to me or nothing, and then you think you can just come back around when you feel like it. I was like, clearly we're not together. And this man like tried to pop back up. Like after a week of us not speaking, I was like, all right, clearly we're not together. Which it should have been after the first 24 hours, honestly. But I was young and stupid back then. Then one day, like, I don't know, I want to say it was like 6 to 8 weeks later, this motherfucker had the audacity to text me, talk about some, hey, can we talk? I'm like, nigga, no. He still creeps on my social media, which I find hilarious to this day, and that was like 8 years ago. But anyways, y'all, but let your silence do the talking. Like, stop giving people opportunities to try to make amends with you, because really they're just trying to see how far they can keep going with you, if they can keep manipulating you, if they can keep using you for whatever it is they need to use you for. Let your silence do the talking. Let them folks know, like, I see you and I don't want to fuck with you, I don't want to deal with you. Let them know with your silence. You don't need to go out of your way. Stop over explaining yourself to people who already know what it is. They know exactly what they did. They know exactly what they did. But see, the problem is sometimes is that when they realize that you've caught on to whatever it is that they've been doing, they get nervous because they don't know if you know or understand the other stuff that they did to you before. But most of the time, y'all start connecting the dots anyways, because my collective is, we smart cookies. We might be a little naive at times. I think my collective, we got real big hearts. Real big hearts, very loving, very caring. But unfortunately, that has gotten some of us hurt and in trouble. So I just want to be that person who lets y'all know, like, you deserve better. And you don't have to give people these explanations as to why you don't want to speak to them anymore. They know exactly why. They know why. And sometimes we just grow apart from people. We just not the same. We don't do the same drugs anymore. That's what Chance the Rapper said. Like, we just don't do the same drugs. We ain't on the same time no more. So there's really no discussion. We've grown apart, and I wish you the best. I hope that everything works out for you. But other than that, like, see ya. Like, if you see them in public, be cordial or don't speak to them. I don't know. I mean, I'm petty. I will wholeheartedly just not speak to people because I don't care about you. You don't exist in my world, so I don't care if I see you out in public, especially if you hurt me. Yeah, I definitely don't care that you still exist in my reality. You don't. But just let your silence do the talking in this season. Keep moving forward. Don't let people make you feel like you're obligated to give them an explanation. I've had people in friendships and relationships be like, well, can we just have some sort of closure to this? I'm like, the disrespect was the closure. Whatever you thought that you was going to get away with when it came to me, that was the closure. We don't have anything else to speak about. And I'd be worried sometimes when I'd be out in public, because I'd be like, what about if I see someone that I don't want to see? But I'd be like, now I have to keep telling myself, like, who cares? I don't have to talk to them. And if they come up to me, it's going to be like, hello. Okay, well, you have a good day. And you walk away. I don't owe you shit. You don't owe these folks nothing. You don't owe these folks nothing. And don't ever in your life feel like you got to do something to appease them. Like, fuck how they feel. People gonna talk about you. They gonna say whatever they want. They gonna say that you was crazy. They always gonna make up their own side of the story. But time is always going to tell who was wrong in a situation. And the truth is always going to be revealed. It may not happen overnight. It may not happen today. It may not happen tomorrow. It may take a few years for the truth to finally come out. But the truth will come out, and people will know who you are. Okay? Like, this is why I don't even be worried. When people start talking shit about me, I'll be like, oh, well, karma about to come around. And they ain't got nothing to do with me. Karma never misses an address. I promise you. Never, ever, ever. When stuff starts getting real fucked up in people's lives, you already know it's because of some shit that they did. But I love y'all. It's your girl, K Divine, and I'll see you later. Bye.